What I want to know is, knowing the fact that when we looked at the recipe this morning, many of you were not feeling very good about eating this sandwich, what did you think after you actually tried? Jordan?
Some people liked it, some people didn't like it, and some people kind of liked it.
Now, for those that didn't like it, I noticed many of you started to do something. You didn't totally throw.
It looked yummy at the first,
Yeah?
but it was gross.
Okay, so you didn't like all of it, but then what did people start to do, even if they didn't like the whole sandwich?
Take out the stuff they liked.
They did. So nobody wasted the whole sandwich. They started to create some of their own even. Yes.
Miss Desiree, I know I didn't try it, but I think it's gonna be good.
Yes, and even though you didn't try the bread part, because we just want to check on the eggs, you did try the filling. And what did you think of the filling?
It was actually yummy.
So if you like everything else, it sounds like it. What else? Mariana?
When I looked at it, I thought that I wasn't gonna like it because it was called like the squash.
Yeah?
The squash sandwich, and
Yeah.
it sounded yucky, and the bread with the black peppers and stuff.
Yeah.
I thought that I was gonna not like it. I thought it was gonna look different, but it wasn't.
Now, I also wonder,
It's kind of different how we make it.
this actually took over a large part of our math time
Good, Mr.
today.
Carey, please
And
call the
I
office.
kind of
Mr. Carey,
wonder,
call extension
what
101.
kind of math was part of this cooking activity today? What were some of the things we had to do that kind of made you think about some stuff we did in math? Or even if not in math, in another subject area, in music or in language, or what do we have to do? Yes?
Well, we didn't really measure like the teaspoons, but they measured it for us, and measuring is math, and think about the sizes.
Right. And in fact, as you were cutting, what were people trying to do as they were cutting up their vegetables?
Make them small. And
Yes.
when I was cutting mine,
Yeah?
when I was cutting them like straight, I start to see some 3D figures and shapes like triangles and pyramids.
Oh,
Me
wow.
too.
Yeah.
I also saw kind of like a half square.
Oh, what do you mean by a half square? Can you tell me?
And it was this,
And then, yeah.
like you see how this is a square right here?
Yes.
And then I cut it off that part, and then it was a half square.
If it's kind of like that, when she took this big square and she cut it in half, what does that now look like?
A rectangle.
my-
So a rectangle is a half of a square?
Well, I don't know if that's always true. I guess it's something that just figure out.
Sometimes, because look, if I'm cutting off this side and I'm cutting off that side,
Yes.
that's a half because rectangles are long.
Huh? What other math did people
Wait,
notice?
I
Yes, Jordan?
saw when my group was cutting the apples and the red peppers.
Yes.
We had more apples than the red peppers. Because we had the red when we cut the food.
Yeah.
I noticed that we had less red peppers and more apples. Because
How did you know
it started
that?
off big. When it got smaller, there was more peppers than apples.
Now, why did you say that? Why do you think that happened?
But ours had less apples than pepper, and it still did less apples than pepper.
I wonder why.
But we missed on seeing
Yes.
when the pepper wasn't cut up,
Yes.
it kind of looked like an oval.
Oh, why do you think that? What made it look like an oval?
It's roundness.
Wow. What did you notice? Yeah.
I noticed that, like when you have the cucumbers in the burger cardo,
Yeah.
and then I can take one, that it, like,
it to me.
A triangle prism. It looks.
Why do you think it looks like a triangular prism?
Because-
Dana, why do you think that?
Well, because, like how I do it, you see, like, it's not the same size because this one's bigger and that one's smaller.
Okay.
But it's still a triangular prism.
Yeah.
But I turn it upside down. It's an upside down triangle. I think
Yeah.
that, wait, if you cut it,
Yes.
then the triangle prism in half of like,
Yeah.
it would be like a triangle if you turn it like that way or that way. And you know what's funny?
What's funny?
Because sometimes when I make a triangle, I turn it on the other flat side. It makes like the same thing.
And how do you know that it's a triangle?
If you cut it because in kindergarten
Yes.
we used to cut shapes out, and then we had this like little math book, and then we would stick it on, and then our teachers would write the shape.
And how did you know it was a triangle though? What makes that a triangle?
Because sometimes in math he would tell us, and then we would know.
But what would make it a triangle? What makes a triangle a triangle?
Because triangular prisms aren't flat. Triangles are flat, and triangles aren't, 3D.
No, they're not. But what makes a triangle a triangle? Yes?
Because a triangle is like it goes like this. It has a pointy side up here, and then it goes point, stick, then line.
Oh, what else can you tell me that makes a triangle? What makes a triangle triangle?
Because all its three pointy sides,
Because it has, how many sides did you say?
3.
So, today, you thought you were just doing some cooking. But as you were doing some cooking,
Some people taste it.
that's okay. Even as you were doing some cooking
I ate that.
and doing some eating, Fardoza, you were still doing some
Math.
and some learning. Who knew?
Well,